Hey, it's Nancy from Nancy Chu Homes. I'm a realtor here in northern New Jersey, and in my 18 years of business, I have participated in over $500 million in real estate. I had a really interesting conversation with someone yesterday. And this is a young man who has been toying with the idea of purchasing a home, but he sort of said to me, he goes, I don't feel like I'm ready. I don't feel like I've saved enough money. I don't feel like, I really want to be able to know what I'm doing to jump in there. And so in the meantime, he's been renting. And yesterday he said, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm getting a pretty good raise in 2025. And so I'm going to be able to afford a better apartment. And I said, oh, that's amazing. And then I just sort of said, can I ask you a question? Do you know how much raise you're getting? And he told me that he was getting about a 4% raise for 2025. And I was like, oh, that sounds great. I mean, it certainly keeps up with inflation, right? So I'm thinking, okay, that's not bad. And then I thought to myself, I wonder if a 4% raise gets you a better apartment in New Jersey, because that's what he was saying. He was looking forward to getting a better apartment. So something I did was I went into my multiple listing service and I looked at 6 counties, because I work in, northern New Jersey. So I pulled 6 counties in northern New Jersey and I said, let's have a look and see what rental prices have been doing over the last 5 years. So I pulled data for 1, 2, and 3 bedroom rentals, and I did it for 2020 all the way through 2024. So we looked at the data from 2020 and how much it's grown over the past 5 years. And so I'm about to show you this chart. Okay, so I know this chart is kind of a pain in the butt to look at, but what this basically means, I'll just sort of, let's just take your 3-bedroom rental in 2020 had an average rental price of $26.06. By 2021, it had gone up to $27.29. By 2022, it was $29.67. By 2023, it was $3,055. And the average rental price for a 3-bedroom in northern New Jersey was $32.23 in 2024. So I did some calculations, and this means that in the last 5 years, the rental prices for your 3-bedroom property has gone up a total of 24%. And when you break that down year by year, it averages out to be about almost 5.5%. It's averaging going up every year. So it's right alongside inflation. It's keeping up. As a matter of fact, at 5.5%, what essentially is happening is the raise of 4% that my client is getting is essentially going to actually put him behind the 8 ball, because it means that the apartment that he's looking for has gone up by 5.5%. Given this information, the question becomes, as a consumer, as a person living and trying to make your way through life, what do you want to do? If your salary is not keeping up with rental inflation and you're looking at the same apartment, or possibly even a less nice apartment or a smaller apartment, just because the way that apartment rents have been going up, then there's really only one logical solution for me, and that is don't look at the rent. Stop looking at the rental market. The rental market doesn't make sense. If you're going to be outgrown by how much a landlord's going to end up charging you, then why don't you become the landlord? I think people don't think about it this way, but I feel like this is how I thought about it when I bought my first property to live in. And it was essentially, I thought of myself as the landlord, right? Because the landlord buys a property. Sometimes they buy it in cash, but most of the time they're mortgaging the property. And what essentially I'm doing when I pay my rent is I'm paying their mortgage for them. So they may be cash flowing, they may not be cash flowing, but it doesn't matter. Essentially, it doesn't cost them anything to hold on to the mortgage if I'm paying the mortgage for them. So then they get all the value of the equity and the appreciation of the property. So when I bought my first property to live in, I thought of myself as, well, I'm the landlord, right? It's my mortgage, it's my property, and I'm essentially charging myself back the cost of the mortgage in order for me to be the tenant there. And it kind of starts to make sense, because after a while, when that balance of equity starts to shift, because over time, what happens is you own more and more of the house, right? And then at the same time, your house is also growing with appreciation. So the landlord is entirely the winner here, because at the end of my lease term, when I walk away, I get nothing as the tenant. I don't get any appreciation. I don't get any equity growth. I don't get any of that. I got a nice place to live, which is fine. But I want my money to do more than that. And so when I think about, if I choose to buy a property and then I choose to invest and rent it out, not only do I get all the benefits of the equity growth, the appreciation, right? Someone else paying my mortgage, but I also, I had someone say to me, well, why don't you just put it in the stock market? And I said, yeah, that's great. Except this is a tangible product of value. The stock market doesn't necessarily keep rain off my stuff. The stock market isn't a place where I can put my head on a pillow at night. No matter what happens with the market, in the end, I still have this tangible thing that I can do something with that provides even the simple value of housing me and keeping my stuff from getting covered in snow in the wintertime. So it's just something I've been kicking around my head. I thought I'd share it with you guys. Feel free. Hey, listen, if you watch these videos and if you find them of value or you think they're interesting, please do like, comment, and subscribe so that we can continue to share all the data that we come up with other folks, okay? Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you guys next week.